The book of Proverbs, chapter 12, New King James Version. Whoever loves instruction loves knowledge, but he who hates correction is stupid. Don't hate correction, even if it's a correction coming on the YouTube or from a stranger. When you overhear when you pass by them. Maybe God is speaking to us through little children, through strangers. I mean, if we come on YouTube, it will be a very sad thing if we only come on YouTube to get entertained. Yeah, don't hate correction. A good man obtains favor from the Lord, but a man of wicked intentions he will condemn. A man is not established by wickedness, but the root of the righteous cannot be moved. For those who listen too often, too long, the gospel or false teachers of gospel, I think there tend to be a weaker turn in our thought that being a good man is not a good thing. Because often you hear all those testimonies, those converts, they have some very adventurous stories to tell, but being a plain, boring good man seems so not good. And that's a deception, guys. Do our best, do with all that we can to be a good man, to be a righteous man, because that is what pleases the Lord the most. An excellent wife is the crown of her husband, but she who causes shame is like a rottenness in his bones. Yeah. To have a family member, the one you are closest to work alongside you, to agree with you in this walk or in any walk, whether you're wicked or you're good, it is so much better to have someone who can agree with you instead of someone who don't agree with you. I mean, talking about practical side of things, I'm not saying, not suggesting anyone to go the wicked way. The thoughts of the righteous are right, but the counsels of wicked are deceitful. Again, I say, one big misleading error of the false teachers is that they make the believers totally forget or become blind or ignore purposely the other side of the coin, the other side of the world, that is the wicked. There are still wicked people in this world. And it is quite possible some of them are in the church. And the false teachers, they will give you paint you some nice picture, make you totally asleep in this regard. Yeah, that's a deceit of the devil. The book of Proverbs is so clear that the righteous and the wicked, the good and the evil. And Jesus said, the wheat and tar, they're always in parallel existence. The words of the wicked are lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright will deliver them. The wicked are overthrown and are no more, but the house of the righteous will stand. There's so much good things There's so much blessings for being a righteous man. And in this regard, a lot of times false preachers like Joseph Prince, they say correctly. But you see, the error Joseph Prince and other false preachers are in is that they will not lead you to true righteousness. They give you a one-verse gospel, believe in Jesus, and you're made righteous. That's it. They will stop you as far as righteousness is being concerned. They stop you there. Then they divert you to listen to them. That's a danger. Yeah, but it is very true. The righteous is pleasing to the Lord. Actually, righteousness, do justice, execute justice, love mercy, has a very crucial bearing in God's heart. So do our best to be a righteous man. We have to, first of all, at least there are two questions we have to answer ourselves. Am I truly righteous? Second question is the one I'm listening to truly righteous? And we have to ask these two questions until we get the answer. Is Joseph Prince you're listening to truly righteous? Verse 8, a man will be commended according to his wisdom, but he who is of a perverse heart will be despised. Better is the one who is slighted, but has a servant, than he who honors himself, but lacks bread. I talk about being rich and poor. What I see among the followers of the prosperity gospel preachers is that many a time they have a pretense, because that's how their faith works. They have to pretend. You use a worldly term, you fake it until you make it. That's how they teach their followers. Yeah, they have to fake until they truly believe. They're thinking they will really get it. Honesty is very essential. Money is not very essential, but honesty is very essential to be a righteous man, to see the truth. Honesty is more important than riches. Better is the one who is slighted. There's nothing to be ashamed of being slighted. If we are slighted for the right reason, we should take joy, take pride in that. Better is he who is slighted, but has a servant, than he who honors himself, but lacks bread. Yeah, you may despise me, slight me at this moment, but I do have a servant. YouTube is my servant. My money, my time is my servant. And I don't lack bread. Exactly because I have bread to share, I come on YouTube to share. Verse 10, a righteous man regards the life of his animal, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. He who tills his land will be satisfied with bread, but he who follows frivolity is devoid of understanding. He who tills his land will be satisfied with bread. Work in your profession. Work in your faith, your religion. At least these two things. Work diligently to become a knowledgeable man. Till your land. That is for your bread, your physical bread. Till the land of your religion. That is for your spiritual bread. So many Christians, they're lazy, they're ignorant, they don't read, they don't think, they don't pray, they only listen to the false preachers to get an easy dose of to get rich, a false hope. These guys are not tilling their land as far as their religion is concerned. And most likely these guys, they're not tilling their land in their profession because their false religion give them some easy formula to get, quick access to wealth and success of promotion, like Joseph Prince, Phariseeism, gospel, or hyper grace. They make the young people lazy and, self-centered. Yeah, it's very dangerous actually. But guys, listen, he who tills his land will be satisfied with bread. If you are diligent in your work, to know well of your work, of your profession, and you till the land of your heart to know your religion, you don't need to listen to these false preachers, and you will not be in lack, physical or spiritual. The wicked covered the catch of evil men, but the root of the righteous yields fruit. The wicked is ensnared by the transgression of his lips, but the righteous will come through trouble. Yeah, the wicked will be ensnared by the transgression of his lips. All these word of faith preachers, they emphasize a lot on your lips, on the words of your mouth. But before we are truly sure we are righteous, our lips actually can ensnare us. Yeah. A man will be satisfied with good by the fruit of his mouth, and the recompense of a man's hands will be rendered to him. You see clearly here says, a man will be satisfied not only by the fruit of his mouth, but he will get recompense of the work in his hands. These two go side by side. The way of a fool is right in his own ways, but he who hates counsel is wise. A fool's wrath is known at once, but a prudent man covers shame. He who speaks truth declares righteousness, but a false witness deceit. There is one who speaks like the piercings of a sword, but the tongue of the wise promotes health. The truthful lip shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. Deceit is in the heart of those who devise evil, but counselors of peace have joy. No grave trouble will overtake the righteous, but the wicked shall be filled with evil. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who deal truthfully are his delight. So guys, yes, our tongues have a lot of power, but more important, prior to that, we have to establish our life as a righteous man and consecrate this tongue to the Lord instead of using it for whatever we want. And lying lips are an abomination to the Lord. If you catch your preacher lie once, that's more than enough to convince you to tell that he's a liar. Joseph Prince has lied so many times. A prudent man conceals knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaims foolishness. The hand of the diligent will rule, but the lazy man will be put to forced labor. Young people, youth, be diligent in your work, and you will rule. And if you choose the easy path of declaring, waiting for the grace of God to promote you in your workplace, among your peers, the laziness will put you to forced labor. That's why you suffer, you get bored. You suffer so much in your workplace because you don't see that as a joy, as a blessing. The work is a blessing. You go to other countries, you don't have work. Anxiety in the heart of man causes depression, but a good word makes it glad. The false preachers make maximum use of anxiety in the heart. On the surface, they will tell you they are delivering you. They are setting you free from anxiety. But if you look a little bit deeper, you will realize they are making good use of anxiety in man's heart to trap people to listen to them. When someone turns resolutely towards the Lord, refuse to look behind, to follow the Lord, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worries will be gone in an instant. The righteous should choose his friends carefully, for the way of the wicked leads them astray. The lazy man does not roast what he took in hunting, but diligence is a man's precious possession. Diligence in your religion, diligence in your work is a precious possession. In the way of righteousness is life, and in its pathway there is no death. Be diligent to know your state, to till the land of your religion, to till the land of your profession. Don't be lazy. Lazy will put you to forced labor. And your diligence is your precious possession. Guys, I think somewhere in the apostles' letters, they also say, be diligent to come to me or something. Be diligent. Be zealous. Always for the work of the Lord. Abound in the work of the Lord. So be diligent. First of all, to know the truth. That's a starting point. And before that, be honest with ourselves. Be diligent to be an honest person. And you will have a precious possession. Your diligence itself is a precious possession. Thank you for listening, guys. And God bless your day.